All right. Sorry I got cut off. It's all right. It's all right, man. It's okay. Just jumping into some news here. Not many today, but a couple of really good ones. Also, I'll do the update about the Titanic submarine stuff. But let's start off with this one. I thought this one was shouldn't have told you about my coffee habits. I told him to get you. This one was kind of funny. I saw this the other day. So apparently Mission Impossible is there's gonna be another one. I think we've seen something about this, but I haven't really paid attention. But for every Mission Impossible movie, Tom Cruise always does like a stunt, like one really big stunt. And he does a lot of stunts in them, but like he always has like one like intense one. And apparently for this newest one, he wanted to film it on day one just in case it killed him. We'll know whether we can continue with the film or not. Jesus. Been really hot lately. Let me see. Ooh, yeah. So 37 Celsius to Fahrenheit is about 98.5 degrees. Yeah, that's really hot. What if I do this? Yeah, so I keep my house about 20 degrees Celsius. I like it nice and cool. So 37, a little bit too much for me. Pragmatic. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty weird way of doing it. But also, I mean, listen, you don't want to waste your whole time. You don't want to waste all this time filming all this movie and then get to this big thing and then he dies, I guess. So Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 features one of Tom Cruise's craziest stunts. And it turns out he wanted to film it on the production's very first day, just in case it killed him. During an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Cruise explained why he was so keen to get that particular stunt out of the way. Well, we know either way if we can continue a film or not. Let's know day one, he explained. Let us know day one what is going to happen. Do we all continue, or is it a major rewrite? The now infamous stunt sees Tom Cruise ride a motorbike off a cliff before parachuting to safety. Doing that on day one gave us all the time in the world to understand why he, Ethan, was doing what he was doing. If we sat around and tried to figure out these movies the old-fashioned way, you'd never find it. Simply because it's such a living, breathing thing. Weird. I just thought this was a pretty wild one. Dude was like, yeah, just listen, this could be really crazy, and if I die, I want to make sure that we're good. I want to make sure you guys can just write me out of this. Write me out or just recast. I've seen a couple of people yeah, okay, so this was the one I was thinking about. Simon Pegg, who's one of the co-stars, explained that he feared Cruise's increasing reckless stunts will one day go wrong. There's always a sense, one day something might go wrong. We might lose Tom, Anytime there's a big stunt, we all have that sense of, fear, but he always pulls it off. So yeah, I know people really, some people really love these Mission Impossible films. I have not seen, I've only probably seen like one, maybe two of them, and none of the new ones. But I think people like these, and I think part of the reason they really like them is because of the big spectacle that happens, the big stunt. That's right. Ron's over in the tropics. He's supposed to be at 37. Yo, Vash, what's happening, dude? Welcome on in. How you doing, bud? Yeah, apparently in Germany has been quite as hot as well. Don't know the exact temperature. Dang, that's super crazy. It's been rain and floody lately. Damn, that really sucks too. With coffee. The coffee is
acquired.
Delicious. We can't talk about coffee in here with Ron though. Ron, listen, I don't want to out this guy, but Ron.
Hello all. The person who has redeemed this reward would like you to know that they are first.
Ron is a instant coffee guy. Ooh, it hurts. Hey, Lamberto, welcome on in. And congratulations.
God damn it, Ron!
Jesus Christ. Congratulations on being first. Thank you, Cyclo. That was the right thing to do. I just didn't expect it. Oh, my heart. Lamberto, how you doing, buddy? Cyclo, what's up, man? Welcome on in, guys. Oh, Jesus. I'm over here trying to talk shit about Ron, really throw out his secrets out here, and yeah, it kicked Ron out of chat for a little bit earlier. All right, let's move on from this Tom Cruise foolery. It's a good one, right? It's a good one. Good? Yeah, I'm doing pretty awesome myself, Lamberto. But it takes too much time. Yeah, I guess. Been playing anything exciting, Lamberto? Awkward coffee. Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you, Logie. I'm so sorry. Ain't nobody got time for that. Bro, I got time for it. It does not take that long. Witcher 2? Bro, how has that been? I played a little bit of Witcher 2. Only a tiny bit, and I played it on PC. Ron, just get a, all you gotta do is get a AeroPress. Bro, I'm telling you. I mean, Vash got a good point too, but I got this AeroPress for Vash, man. I'm telling you, it does not take that much time to make a cup of coffee. You're probably looking at less than 10 minutes. Everyone missing everyone, and we all love y'all. That's what we all know it. Yeah, I love seeing y'all in here. So I don't know if you guys have gotten to check out any of Secret Invasion. There's only been one episode, and it just went up yesterday. So Marvel has a new show. It's called Secret Invasion. It's about the secret invasion of Skrulls who can. Oh shoot!
Oh my gosh! Welcome in, Raiders.
Yo, Gaster, how are you doing, buddy? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How was your stream, buddy? Let me do a little shout out for Gaster out here real quick. Spelunky 2, actually. Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. How was it? Some Ark and Spelunky 2. I saw your Ark video on YouTube went up today. Very, very cool. Yeah, welcome on in. Hang out if you're feeling up to it, but if you need to take some time, recoup and everything, I understand. Spent 2 nights on that. Yeah, it was awesome. I only got to watch a couple of minutes of it so far. I haven't gotten to check it all out, but I'm gonna keep on going. It's a long one, man. Sorry, I'll get back to the story here in just a second. A few little mechanics improve. The upcoming comic of 3, but 2 is still very good. Instant coffee doesn't even take a minute. Yeah, but sometimes good things take time, man. Come on. Oh, the best things take time. Hey, see, Vesh is already on my back. Got my back. So yeah, if you guys have not gone and check out Yasser, make sure you guys go over and follow. Okay, sorry. Back over to our story here. So Marvel has this show, Secret Invasion. And so I was been pretty excited about it. It is a Nick Fury led show. But apparently the opening credits were AI made. It is very weird. Secret Invasion is a dope series. It's been really cool. They've only done 1 episode so far. Hey, Plenty, welcome on in. How are you doing? I saw Plenty is going to be playing a pretty weird game. I think it's a who's the guy who plays Frodo? It's a game made in partnership with him, something like that. Yeah, Ron, they just dropped the first episode yesterday. The Fury. The opening credits were AI. Elijah Wood, correct. Yeah, and so everybody knows that the writer's strike is happening right now, and one of the big things is streaming, services and kind of getting fair pay for streaming. But the other thing is losing their jobs to AI. And then they were like, you know what? I know this writer's strike's happening. Let's just get an AI to do this. Don't want to piss off Skynet. That's probably true, I guess, right? The Marvel Cinematic Universe latest entry has arrived on Disney Plus in the form of Secret Invasion, and viewers may notice something odd about its opening credits. It's AI made. Loved the opening. Yeah, listen, I don't hate it. It's just kind of interesting. Terminator 2 again. Oh, Terminator 2 is great. So I'm just gonna pull up a couple of these images so you guys can really get the full taste of how this all looks and how much they really are just AI. It's a cautionary documentary. Like, some of this stuff is really, really interesting and pretty cool. The kind of the style and everything. It's not terrible. It really isn't. This one's a little bit weird. The times have to evolve. I mean, man, I don't know. I don't know if I completely agree, Gaster. And that's, that's not because, you're wrong or I am, it's not anything like that. It's just, I love paying an artist to do something. And listen, I don't like spending money. It's just, I like being able to have that collaborative, back and forth and seeing what they're going to do, that's going to be different from what I would even have thought of. So I like it being a collaborative effort and something that's kind of even gets to be surprising and new and entertaining to me. Could get better. That's true as well. You're very true. You're very true. But yeah, I like that. I think some people have been very torn over it, and as you can see, Caster is very much in the favor of, enjoyed it, has no problem with it. Nothing wrong with that. It's just we'll make it classic art in demand again. That's true. Could actually help some artists. It's actually interesting. I wonder if that could cause, some artists to be able to actually sell their work for more because it's human made. Pros and cons, I guess, just gotta weigh them up. That's true. But just kind of interesting that this is kind of like the first really, really big stuff. The first really big like Hollywood production kind of thing that's using AI kind of driven stuff. It's definitely not going to be the last, I'll tell you that. So yeah, I did watch it yesterday. The show is very good, so far, and I don't think it's not great, but it's pretty good so far. It's one episode, they gotta get everything going. And none of the rest of the show has AI stuff as far as I knew. Got that super rare human art. Oh my god. That's right. It's okay. It's not like the Marvel's other hand-drawn stuff. Right. It's very different. Which is, again, I think a lot of... I've seen people making the... You judge from one episode? No, just how much I like of it so far, right? Yeah, exactly. You can't. I just enjoy it so far, Like I said, it's not great yet, but it can easily get very good or get very bad. Can't judge it yet. Let them cook. You right, man. I judge from the trailer. Ron, you get out of here with this. I feel like I've lost all my train of thought in this, so yeah, maybe go check it out if you're interested. Let them cook indeed. This one I saw, and this is just pure wholesome content here. I just want to bring this to you guys because I thought this is some wholesome stuff. Blizzard dev wrote a wholesome Diablo 4 item text to help someone remember things will get better. A Blizzard developer has explained the flavor text of a Diablo 4 item players are praising for helping brighten their day. Redditor wholesome_Mew posted an image of the Mark of the Conclave amulet, highlighting its recently carved description. The description is, quote, "Healing is a journey, a series of steps. Some days you may stumble, but so long as you continue to put one foot in front of the other, you will reach your destination." Responding to wholesome_Mew's post, senior quest designer Harrison Pink took to Twitter to explain the thinking behind that text. "I wrote this flavor text for this person. I wrote it for me, and I wrote it for you. I wrote it hoping against hope that it might help someone remember the things will get better." This is just one of those really wildly awesome things. Like, this person does not have to go through and do all this, but they were like, you know what? I'm gonna take this moment to do something a little extra. Watch Heart of Stone trailer. What was Heart of Stone? Yeah, I thought this was really, really sweet. I really, really like this. Made my heart melt a little bit. Oh God, that Gal Gadot film, bro, get out of here. that film was going to be terrible. It might not be. I don't know. I didn't finish the whole trailer, actually. I'm noticing it and affected by it enough to be talking about it. Yeah, I really, really enjoy that people are, posting about it, and then people are kind of, following up and being like, yeah, this is awesome. And then enough so that the person who wrote it even got to be like, explain themselves a little bit. They also had said, I created this quest to be about overcoming grief and trauma and how you cannot force healing or always slay your demons, but by accepting who you are now, you can continue to heal and move forward. Just a really wholesome message. And I'm not saying that other devs or, people working on games don't have hearts like this, but it's just cool to see somebody really putting their heart into something like this, that they were like, yeah, I want to put a little personal touch into this one. See, I know, man. I'm just saying, one episode of a show, though. I agree with Gaster. You gotta let him go. You gotta give it a chance. So I just thought this was really, really cool and something I really wanted to highlight, just because, especially for a game like Diablo, it doesn't seem like the kind of game that you would think of for something like this, or at least not I wouldn't, but very, very cool. All right, so the next couple of things are going to be from Nintendo Direct. I'm not highlighting everything, but we'll go over what was announced. I have a couple of things I want to go over specifically that I was kind of interested in, or I'm hyped for, or I think people will be hyped for, and then we'll go over just a couple of the things that were announced. I can give my feedback a little bit, and we'll go from there. So the first was Super Mario RPG is getting a remake. So let's go ahead and let's check out this trailer. Great game to remake, you're not wrong. Yeah, so coming at the towards the end of the year, looks clean. Yeah, it looks great. I'm definitely gonna check it out. This also made me think of, and I hadn't thought about it in a while, was Paper Mario. I really, really, really liked the original Paper Mario. And so much so that after I watched this, I was like, ooh, I'm adding that to the list. So now it's on the list of games to play, so. I'm definitely want to check this one out whenever it does come out. Which, yeah, looking at, like I said, the end of the year. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. Nintendo also showed off a new 2D Super Mario Bros. Game called Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Be prepared. This is a weird one.
Onward and upward.
Where it gets weird. One more. Hold on, there's one more thing.
Wowie zowie! That Goomba looks so sorry. Well then.
All right. So weird. So yeah, this looks interesting. Too many bad childhood memories? Because all the frustrating levels. I mean, listen, that's fair. I haven't played Nintendo until you gave the Switch. Yeah, that's cool, dude. I'm glad you're getting to check out some Nintendo games then. One of the best turn-based games. Yeah, it was really great. The developers decided to take some mushrooms and redesign Mario. I mean, listen, they were literally like, you know, he does all these mushrooms. Maybe if we try this. I mean, listen, I paused right at that perfect moment too. Mario Smash something or others a few years ago, but I was kicking ass as Isabelle. Oh, I don't even know who that is. Welcome back, Caster. Also, welcome in, Casper, how you doing, buddy? Welcome on in, man. Speaking of frustrating, Jedi Survivor. Eat some chicken, potatoes, and corn. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Yeah, so Mario turns into an elephant, and apparently the internet is going crazy over Elephant Mario. I don't know what exactly, just what I heard. I haven't looked into it because I'm afraid of what to find, so I haven't. So yeah, this is gonna be Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Sorry. Pretty interesting, especially if you love the 2D Mario games. They're trying to pull another great Kirby moment. I mean, some people feel that way. I don't super love 2D Mario games. I also don't play very many 3D Mario games, so maybe not for me, but I figured somebody would be really interested. Yeah, Guesser is really excited about this, and I know people will be. Which also then leads me into Nintendo also announced a Princess Peach game. So it is a game starring Princess Peach as the main character. There was super little news or information or anything dropped about this. So she's getting her own solo game sometime for 2024, but yeah, again, I don't really know. They didn't really show anything. It kind of looked very bare and no real information yet. So pretty interesting. This could be really cool. I think the Super Mario Bros. Movie probably helped this out a little bit, right? It's been a while since there's been one. Yeah, it said 17 years. Just getting up from a nap. I'm doing pretty good, Casper. Hopefully your nap was fantastic. Off tomorrow? Hell yeah, Vash. So I wish I could talk more about it, but like I said, just that they announced it, didn't really show anything off. You know, they had like a couple second teaser or whatever, but the last thing from the direct I want to mention before we just go over that I was excited about, that I wanted to show off, and then we'll go over everything that was announced, and I'll kind of give you guys some of my takes on it real quick. Was a game called Myth Force. I'm not even gonna really say much about it. I'm just gonna show you guys. Hopefully you guys find it entertaining.
The Knight Victoria gathers champions from across the land, known as Myth Force.
Prepare to be dead again, monster.
Down you go! The way to the castle is open. Onward!
Now we're surrounded by the dead.
I felt it was time to drop in, see the old gang, and stab them.
Plenty of foes. I can make this work.
You walked right into my trap.
Her defense is down! Strike now! For the honor of Eldred!
I can sense evil magic gathering. Daedalus must be nearby.
Damn, that sweet song. So yeah, it is a first-person RPG game in the style of the 80s cartoons. Yes. And you can play multiplayer on Switch. This looks sick. I would love to do some of this. So I'm definitely hyped about this game. And I just thought it looked pretty cool. The Arkham games, yeah. I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. So yeah, cool. Let's go over everything that was announced real quick, and we'll kind of go through. I'll you know, I guess I give my slight opinions or whatever. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are getting DLC. It's like a 2-part DLC. I don't even know if they ever fixed this game so that it would run correctly, which makes me worried that they're making DLC if it's actually going to run correctly. So I don't really know anything about the story or anything about the game, so the DLC doesn't really mean much to me. But for anybody who did like this game, cool that they're getting DLC. There's another 2D Sonic game called Sonic Superstars. I couldn't remember if this already got announced. I felt like we had already first announced in the Summer's Game Fest. Yeah, okay. I was like, I feel like I already saw this, but couldn't remember. Yeah, still looks pretty cool. If you like the 2D Sonic games, it looks pretty good. Oh yeah, this is Palia. This is like a life sim. Been playing Pokemon game, enjoying it. That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it then. I didn't know if there were some things with like how the game played early on, and I really wanted to play it, but I never got into it because I was worried the performance was not great. So Palia is like it's going to be free to play, but it's like farming, combat, cooking, collection kind of game. It looks pretty cool and free to play. Could be interesting. And yes, guesser, Persona 5 Tactica is coming to Switch. This is going to be, like an XCOM game. It's kind of the tactical, tabletop kind of game. It looks interesting. I think it could be pretty awesome. Really cool. Henry Howson's Skeleton Warriors have such an encompassing influence on monster design. I mean, that's the best thing is like when people make really good designs, then everybody follows that design. I know like Lord of the Rings does a lot of those kinds of things, where it kind of influenced a lot of things. Yeah, Palia seemed pretty interesting. We'll see. Myth Force, which I just showed you guys. Detective Pikachu returns. So Detective Pikachu is getting another game. It looks fine. I mean, it's just like the movie. I know the movie was based off of the game, but I know the movie. So Tugging Pikachu, where you solve mysteries and things like that. I don't know. Could be pretty cool if it's something you're into. I just knew Pikachu was really into coffee, which I was like, okay, cool, I can get down with that. Super Mario RPG. Okay, yeah, like Gaster was saying, Batman Arkham Trilogy is coming to Switch this fall. So this kind of worries me a little bit. Those games are really, really cool. It's pretty cool that they're coming to Switch. I just worry, like, are those games going to be able to play on Switch? Are they going to be doing like the cloud way that some of the other games, I know other games have gone like you play them through the cloud something or other, so they run better, they look better. I just worry that it's not going to look good or it's going to play terrible. So definitely make sure you wait until those come out and there's some reviews on them before you check those games out. But if they do work, that could be really cool. Gloomhaven. I don't remember shit about Gloomhaven. I think I remember as I was watching the trailer, I was like, not for me. Dark Fantasy tactical game is coming to Switch on September 18th. Console versions were announced last year, so I don't really remember it. I did make myself like a bunch of notes the other day. I posted them in the Discord too. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Might be the best way for me to remember how I was talking about all this. Oh yeah, my impressions of Gloomhaven were nah. So it wasn't for me. The Cyclops. Ooh, nice. So Silent Hope is an RPG game that the 7 Stars protagonists. Oh, the Star 7 protagonists who don't speak. I put that this one had a really cool art style, but it looked kind of generic. But an art style can really sell a game. Again, RPGs, I feel like those are easy to sell. Manic Mechanic. This one seemed really strange. So this one seemed like it's more of just a kids game. Cooperative party game, which comes off as sort of an Overcooked but with cars. Yeah, okay, that's probably a more fair point of it. So could be interesting, I guess. If you wanted to play something like Overcooked but you didn't want to play Overcooked, you were like, nah, I'd rather it be cars. This is your game. Mario and Rabbids is getting some DLC. I'm kind of interested. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say interested. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think this game was still going on. This must be like there must be a bunch of these, I think. I remember when there was the Mario and Rabbids first game came out, and I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. They're doing a really weird, clash, and then they must have been doing more, and then this must be even other things now. Overcooked is fun. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to check out Manic Mechanics, I think you'll be like the same way I felt about it. Nah. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince. So Dragon Quest is trying to get into the Pokemon world. So yeah, as this whole thing was going, I just was watching and I was like, oh yeah, they're just doing Pokemon. Dark Prince allows you to recruit and train various monsters who definitely don't fit into your pocket or a small ball or anything like that. Yeah, see? Fucking Polygon knows exactly what I'm talking about. They also showed off a bunch of Pikmin 4. I know that game is coming out soon. I think it's like next month. The game still looks cute as fuck. It definitely looks just like a fetch quest game. So it's not Pokemon. Pikmin, so that looks pretty cool. They're also releasing a HD version of Pikmin 1 and 2. And I guess they did an HD version of Pikmin 3 years ago. So you can get all of them HD now. You loved the first one? I have never gotten to play a Pikmin game, but they do look like a lot of fun. I always told Emily to check them out. Metal Gear Solid, the Master Collection Volume 1 is coming for Switch. That is a ton of Metal Gear games. Pikmin 3 Deluxe is on Switch. Yeah, so they're going to be bringing the other two out now then too, so that way you could have the whole collection. So this is going to be the first 3 Metal Gear Solid games, plus the classic NES Metal Gear games tossed in. Along with, there was a graphic novel, a digital graphic novel that was in this as well, so you could get all of them. And so a lot of people have been speculating. So this is volume 1. Apparently, what is it? Is it Phantom Pain? No. What is it 4 where Snake is an old man? It's definitely 4, right? That 4, I think 4 was only on PlayStation for a long time, and they're thinking that is about to change. He's very old and sick. Yes, so that is going to change. A lot of people are believing in Volume 2 that the collection Volume 2 is going to bring 4 to some of the other platforms. So pretty cool. That's out in October. This one I thought Cycle was going to be way excited for, but then he crushed my dreams. Vampire Survivors is coming to Switch. That's in August. That seems pretty cool. But Cyclo apparently played it on the Steam Deck, so he was like, yeah, I already did it. They'll revive him and call it Snack. I hope so. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this as well, Gasser. I really want to play this at some point. I don't know if I'll do it on Switch or not yet, but it is very cool that it is coming to Switch because that makes it very portable, very exciting. They also showed off the Mario Kart 8 DLC. They've been doing these extra, DLC pieces. So they're bringing a bunch of new courses and things to Mario Kart 8. So they showed off another course, and then they showed off they're bringing a couple more characters to the game: Wiggler, Petey Piranha, and Kamek. Star Ocean, the second Ocean R. Oh my god. They got Birdo already. Yeah, listen, they ain't worried about Birdo. They're trying to bring as many people as they can. What did I say about Star Ocean? Because I don't remember this one at all. Oh yeah, it had a really cool style. Oh yeah, so it was like a mix of 3D and pixel art and everything. Really, really interesting style, but it is just an RPG. Just kind of still doesn't look that great. I don't know. They announced a new WarioWare game called WarioWare Move It. These games just look wild every time I see them. That's out in November, and it'll support 4 players locally. Not an RPG person confirmed. That's not true. I do love RPGs. I just think I think a lot of RPGs just end up looking like the exact same game. That is not true. Y'all better take that back. I've played an RPG or two in my day. I don't mind them. They're just also very, like, they all kind of look the same. Like there's a lot of companies that are like, we can make this game, we'll just copy this other game and that's it. No, listen, I love a good RPG. It's just it's gotta set itself apart from all the other ones. Turn-based as well. I love turn-based games. That is my favorite. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, we already talked about. They also talked about that there's going to be some new Tears of the Kingdom amiibos. There's going to be both a Zelda and a Ganondorf amiibo, and those are coming holiday this year. Okay, cool. And that was it. A lot of stuff that they announced. Some of it was good, some of it was, not as interesting to me, but that's okay. Haven't played much of the new Zelda. It's really good, and you know what? Technically an RPG. Kind of. Yeah, why? What is this hate on me about not liking RPGs when clearly I am Mr. RPG. You're kidding. Oh, okay. All right. Damn, man, I don't know how much you played. Nah, what you mean? Nah, Ron, what you mean? Come on, man. I don't want to have to call someone from the Shadow Realms to time Ron out for a little bit here. I want to see what are the words, man. I got the finger right over the timeout button. Hit me with it. Make me do it. The words have been spoken.
God damn it, Ron!
Damn. That's a lot louder than I expected it to be. Not gonna lie. Combo breaker. That's what I have Psycho here for. He's always leaking in the leaking. I am so sorry. He's always lurking in the shadows. He's always leaking in the shadows. To just be careful over there not to step in the leak. Nice combo breaker. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, man. All right, I got two more, and then we can wrap up the news for today. So I talked about the Reddit stuff over the last couple of streams and stuff, so I'm not gonna go back over that. But getting steamy. But there has been a lot of pressure on mods to reopen some of the subreddits, and so Steam's subreddit opened back up, and they are running an excellent protest. As we've been covering, things are not going well over at Reddit for the moment, with the site's ownership currently engaging in numerous battles with readers and moderators. Users are so annoyed they're attempting to users are so annoyed at attempts to monetize the site that they are working through a variety of protests, but one of the larger gaming subreddits, r/Steam, with 1.9 million subscribers, is now my favorite. Throughout the blackout, we've seen subreddits toggle their settings to NSFW, which cuts off ad revenue, but r/Steam, whose mods were threatened with removal if they didn't reopen the subreddit after its initial blackout, has decided as a community that if they had to reopen, they were going to reopen with a purpose. And that purpose, as PC Gamer points out, has become the internet's top destination for all things Steam related. And by that, I don't mean PC's preferred shopfront and launcher, but Steam engines, Steam clouds, Steam tractors, Steam-driven cars, and academic books about Steam. Here, for example, is a classic Rate My Setup post emphasized on classic. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is how you troll Reddit. They're like, you know what? Let's just go as literal as we can here, guys. I fucking love this. This is top tier. So it's been crazy how many other places we're going and switching to NSFW, so that way they could remove monetization from the sites, or from those Reddit subreddits or whatever, or they're doing weird things like this. The other thing I keep on seeing is that people are posting pictures of John Oliver in really weird like putting his face on things and posting him around and stuff. That's been a thing too. So Reddit has been hilarious, which is the hope that they do not go through with their API changes, because I don't think it's gonna spark some bad backlash. As of right now, it doesn't seem like that's it seems like they're gonna go through with it, but we will see. Time will tell. But as of right now, this is just a good one. I like this one a lot. The last one is the free games on the Epic Game Store this week. Always on Thursdays, I like to go over the free games that are in the Epic Game Store. If you have Epic Game Store, it's a great place to be at for this. So the new games are Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm and The Hunter Call of the Wild. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realm is a Dungeons and Dragons licensed strategy title that first launched for mobile devices in 2018, arriving to consoles and PCs later. It is a live service game that has been supported over multiple seasons now. Its unlockable playable heroes are drawn from D&D novels, lore, and actual play series. And the other game is Hunter Call of the Wild. Is pretty much what its name says. In it, players track and hunt a variety of big game with different weapons and ammunitions, ranging from bows to big bore rifles. A demanding physics engine calls on players' ability to take a single long-range shot to bag their trophy. Spotters, animal partners, and other tactics also come into play as they line up their kill. Epic Game Store players get the base game, which has gotten more than a dozen new hunting preserves as premium downloadable content following its 2017 launch. So, if either of those games sound interesting to you, go check them out.
He's a coffee wizard. He's extracting magic from those beans. Look at this, dude. Stop.
I feel like I should have some coffee during that. Thank you so much. Delicioso. So, yeah, like I said, if you guys are interested in either of those games, check them out. Get a free, if you got a PC, get onto the Epic Game Store. Get those games. They're free. It's easy. I have a ton of games in my Epic Game Store library now. And they, you know, maybe I'll play some, maybe I won't. I'm not really worried about it. I have them for free. All right, cool. That's going to do it for the news today. I will meet you guys over on the other side. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out during the news. And I'll see you in just a minute.